ByteDance researchers just dropped SpatialTree, a new framework that reveals how spatial intelligence actually emerges inside multimodal LLMs. Because spatial intelligence is what allows AI to truly understand space, distances, directions, and three-dimensional relationships. It's essential for robots, navigation systems, and almost any AI that needs to interact with the real world. And until now, we didn't have a systematic way to understand how these abilities actually form. That's what makes SpatialTree different. It doesn't just measure performance, it reveals how spatial intelligence emerges. And that changes everything. But before we dive in, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss deep dives like this one. Let's start with the problem. Spatial abilities are the cornerstone of spatial intelligence in multimodal LLMs, but they're incredibly difficult to study. Why? Because they're deeply complex, and they span a huge range of capabilities, from raw perception all the way to high-level reasoning. Without a clear structure, understanding them becomes almost impossible. This paper makes a bold claim. We need a paradigm shift. Instead of evaluating isolated tasks, we need a capability-centric framework. And to build it, they turn to cognitive science. Specifically, a powerful idea. Intelligence isn't static. It's a dynamic structure formed through successive stages, each one building on the last. That insight is what drives everything that comes next. The SpatialTree framework. A cognitive science-inspired taxonomy designed to explain spatial intelligence in multimodal large language models. Not as a collection of tasks, but as a structured hierarchy of capabilities. The researchers propose a 4-level hierarchy for spatial intelligence, and honestly, it's brilliant. Let me break it down for you. Level 1, perception. This is the foundation, the eyes of the system. It's about native spatial perception without leaning on language or symbolic reasoning. We're talking raw geometry and physical attributes, size, distance, motion. At this level, the model doesn't explain space. Basic spatial relationships are recognized instantly, intuitively, and directly. Level 2, mental mapping. This is where perception meets language. The model takes what it sees and grounds those spatial concepts in linguistic semantics. It's no longer just raw geometry. This is language-structured spatial memory. Instead of merely detecting objects, the model can now describe relationships. What's next to what, what's above or behind. It builds an internal mental representation of space, one that can be reasoned about, recalled, and communicated through language. This is the bridge between seeing the world and talking about it. Level 3, mental simulation. At this stage, the model can reason internally about space. It supports true mental simulation, the ability to imagine how spatial states change over time. This enables causal reasoning about dynamics. If something moves, there will be consequences. The model can now solve relational and geometric problems, not by pattern matching alone, but by simulating outcomes internally. It can also perform sequential planning for actions, for navigation, for multi-step spatial decisions. This is where space becomes something the model can mentally manipulate, not just observe or describe. And finally, level 4, the spatial agent. This is the holy grail. At this level, the system doesn't just understand space, it acts in it. It seamlessly integrates perception, language, and reasoning to interact with the environment. The model can execute actions, interpret feedback, and adapt as the world changes. It can handle long-horizon spatial tasks, planning, adjusting, and completing goals over time. This is the moment where AI crosses a critical threshold from a passive observer to an active, spatially grounded agent. For levels 1 to 3, the team unified prior datasets, but they didn't stop there. They enhanced the data with multiple QA formats and added new skills like orientation, localization, and affordance understanding. Level 4 was the hardest. Because agentic data barely existed, they curated it from scratch across navigation, robot grippers, and human hands. Actions were simplified into high-level motion primitives, making complex spatial behavior usable for language models. The researchers tested a wide range of open source and commercial models across all 4 levels. And the results revealed a clear hierarchy. Level 1 perception skills behave independently. Being good at geometry doesn't mean you're good at motion. These are separate foundations. But higher up the stack, everything changes. Levels 3 and 4 are strongly correlated. If a model excels at mental simulation, it almost always excels at agentic competence. This shows increasing interdependency as you move up the hierarchy. Dark gray highlights the best performing result across all models, while light gray marks the best result among open source models. Looking at the overall results on SpatialTree bench, Gemini 2.5 Pro leads all models with a top score of 50.1. Among open source models, Qwen 3 VL235B takes the lead, achieving an average score of 40.0. The researchers discovered that more thinking isn't always better. Naive reinforcement learning pushes models to overthink, which helps complex reasoning but hurts basic perception. This exposes a real tension between perceiving and reasoning. Their solution is AutoThink, a hierarchy-aware strategy that suppresses reasoning for simple perception and activates it only for complex planning and decision-making. The result? Balanced intelligence. The insights from this paper will shape the next generation of spatial AI, from autonomous vehicles and household robots to assistants that truly understand and navigate the world. If you found this helpful, like the video and subscribe. I've linked the paper below if you want to dive deeper.